How you all doing? Log burner. If you're caught using one, the British government are going to fine you £1,000 and give you a criminal record. Cheers, care. Diesel heater, £55, eBay. Let's see if it's any good. The instructions are non-existent, so let's try and work out how to put it all together. Right then, where do we start? Well, that's what it looks like inside. Okay, so I do know these are quite easy to work on. Most of the parts are replaceable. We just stick that back on there. Just make sure it's sealed all the way around and fitted into the slot. So we can get the lid, and then we can make sure it's on evenly and screw it back on. There we go. We can turn it upside down. There's this big rubber gasket in there, so well, it's pretty obvious that it goes there. Stick that on there. It is important to say that it says air inlet, oil inlet, vent. So a vent, I think that's the exhaust, so that one's the exhaust. Because once you put this on, they don't go on like that, it goes on like that. You can't see what's what. So yes, that just slots on there as well. Then we get 4 little 10mm bolts. Give them a wiggle and they'll go in. And we can pinch all them up. Just wind them all down. Tighten them up. 1, 2, 3, and a jolly good 4. So that will just slot onto there like that. Want to bend to wherever you want it to go to. So if you bend it like so, I've got a buck clamp on there, by the way. This is how the unit will be standing. Because normally you put these into a van or something like that, and this plate will go into the floor of the van, and these 2 inlets and outlets will go out the van from underneath. I'm putting mine into the shed, so I'm going to have to make some kind of platform for it to sit on. Okay, then we can plug that onto there. I still think we might need to put some legs on it because it's still not going to stand up with that sticking out. So let's overcome that. Right then, so I found these brackets pretty solid. So I think if I cut those down to size, just screw them on there, that should work. So luckily, these are going to be an easy way out. So anyway, let's get on with it. Perfectly splendid. Okay then, so that's all my legs fashioned. Okay, so that'll do for that one. Let me do the other 3 and I'll switch you back on. Right, so there we go. 4-legged monster. Now I've got to screw the diesel unit on top of that. Right, so there we go, that's the unit attached. Okay then, so that don't look too shabby, but the only trouble is, when we get the exhaust on, we can't get a clamp on. So, gonna have to take the legs off again. Right, back to where we was. put that clamp on, put the exhaust on, and we can tighten the clamp up nice and tight. Okay, then we can put the clamp on our intake tube, breather tube or whatever it is. Make sure we can get to the screw on it and screw up the clamp. There we go. Okay, so the black pipe, I've noticed if you pull and twist, it sort of stretches it because they're not very long. Right, so we can get the clamp, and I have found out that if you try and screw them in with a screwdriver, it's not very easy. So I've found a 6mm socket which fits perfectly. Okay, so we want to put that on the top of there, push that into there, and we can tighten up the clamp with a 6mm socket. Perfect. We could leave that down there, and we could put the clamp on there, push that onto there like so. I've got my legs back on, by the way. The nut on the big clamps is slightly different, it's a 7mm. I've got one of these tools. Make sure the clamp's nice and tight because we don't want to lose any of that lovely heat coming through the duction pipe. Make sure it's tightly sealed. Here we go, and it will live in there. Now I've got to try and get this duction pipe into this hole. There we go. Also got a couple of old discs in here, and also I haven't put the fuel pipe on yet. Johnny, what are you doing? Okay, so I've managed to roll it over. You get a considerable amount of pipe. I'll put the clip on there. I've just got to try and push it onto that little nipple down there. I've got to try and get that clip onto there. Push that down. There we go. Hopefully keep it away from the exhaust. I'm going to have to attach my fuel pump just here somewhere. Again, so we've got a fuel pump. There is a flow arrow so you know which way the fuel's flowing. So I've got to put that there somewhere. You shouldn't put it like that, you should put it on an angle apparently. Just a picture of this piece of this pipe to take me to there. Cut it off. Push your clip on. Push that on there. Get the clip over there. And the pipe underneath. I know people say this green pipe is the cheapy pipe, but I had one of these last year and it lasted through the whole year, so I ain't worried about that. That's that. So I've put a screw there. Screw that into there. There, we can feed this through the little hole. And leave that like that, then that's ready to go into the tank on the other side. Here, put that clamp round there. Okay, that will do for that. Okay, then, so we've got the wiring harness. Just plugs into this multi-plug, I believe. Like so. I've got an inline fuse. I think these wires have to go into the shed. Then we need this one as well. Perfect. We can pull these wires through. There we go, the exhaust on. I'm not sure if that's the right clamp. There's a little weep hole, so make sure that's at the bottom. But I've just tidied the wiring up in here a little bit. But that's what it looks like in there. We did push this wire through the little hole, but there was no need because it just slots onto the fuel pump. He says, here we go. Here we go. So now we can finish off inside the shed. Right, so next it's the fuel tank. And the most easiest, convenient place I can find to put it is not right next to this, no, on the door that never opens unless it's summertime. I can get that fixing onto this beam here. So I'll put another fixing down there onto a block of wood. I don't know if you can see, but there's a hole there what I've made to screw through, so I could screw into it from the outside, screw into that block of wood. So that is going to live just there for convenience. There is two little solid square blocks on either corner, and that is for the pipe to come out of, so you can put your fuel pipe to it. And the fixings are inside. Drop them out the bottom. Da-da-da. Okay, so you do get a little kit. That's obviously the nozzle. So we do have 3 washers for those. Screw holes inside there. I sort of found my own for that one, thinking there wasn't any. There's a rubber washer what goes on there first. I don't know what the drill size is, but to find the drill size I just found another washer what fits on there perfectly, and then found a drill that the washer fits on perfectly. So I know that's the right drill. It is actually a wood drill, but it'll do the job. Right then, let's try and drill through the centre of the little block. That'll do. Let's go for it. There we go. Okay, so there's the hole. Do with a little file just to take away the dirt. Make sure this is going to fit from this side. Oh yes, perfect. So now we've got to get this back inside there and then somehow pull it out through there. Let's see what we can come up with. Right, for my first trick I'm going to try a bit of electrical wire. Try and get it nice and straight. Push it through the little hole. Try and aim it up to that part down there. See if we can get it to come through the bottom. Oh, we've got it. There it is, that end. Plenty of slack for the other end. I'm not going to push the wire into the hole, I'm going to put it around the side. And hopefully it's not too fat to come through the hole. Do it fairly tight. Right, put it through the hole. It goes down the top. Very carefully. Try to get it through the bottom. Oh yes! Do not let go of it, Johnny. Then we want another rubber seal. There we go. Then we can put the nut on. So a 10 mil. Yep. And then we can Just lightly hold that nozzle with my pliers, not too tight. I think that should do it. Right then, now we can get our pipe from the other side. That's going to go there somewhere. So roughly measure where we want that to. About there. So I'm going to cut it there, but don't worry. I have got the filter. I have got an inline filter what I'm going to put somewhere along this line, so we don't have to be too precise with our cut. There we go. We do need one of these awful clips. I can push that onto there. I can get the little clip. Yeah, they came in handy. You don't see them very often, do you? Okay, so I'm just going to screw that up to there. I'll be back in a bit. Okay then, so there we are. Stuck on the door, nice and secure. I just managed to get that screw in there, and then I sort of lined it up with the block of wood at the back. Then I had to go outside and put a screw through. The wife just sat here and held back there for me so I could screw into it. Now we've just got to make another cut in the pipe somewhere so we can put the inline fuel filter. Right, we've got the fuel filter blocked all the way through the manual because there's no arrow showing you the point of direction of the fuel. So I'm just going to guess that it comes in that way and goes out that way. It just fills that chamber up. So anyway, let's cut the pipe down there. It's the way where it's easy to get to, so just there. Oh my god! I put a dab of silicone grease on to help slide the pipe on. We need our little hose clip again. Hopefully this will push onto there. That's that one. We do need the pliers. There we go, that's that one. Push that on there. Put the final clip on. Perfect. And that's that, I think. Now we've just got to fill that with fuel. Right, so we'll just put a bit of diesel in for now, in case it leaks at the new connection. That'll do, Johnny. It's expensive. Right, so it's cold down there, but we can't feel any deep leaks. We don't want to lose any, we don't want to waste any diesel, do we? Because we all know how expensive it is. Right, I'll top that up a bit more and then I'll get on with the electrics. Do for now. Put the lid back on. Right then, we've connected the black and red wires to the battery. Now we've got this plug which we can set to the control box. Okay, there's the control box, the little remote control. So if we just plug that into there, it should light up. Oh, there we go. Look at that, it's 36 degrees in here. I'm not telling you why. No, I haven't had this running yet. This would be the first time. As you can see, the pipe is still unprimed, no fuel in there. Okay, so I can't really understand the book. It says nothing about priming the pump in there. I've just been playing about with if I hold the two arrows at the same time. Get a little picture of the pump just there. But you have to keep hold of it. when you let go it stops, but I'll just show you. I don't know if you can see down there, the fuel has just reached to there. So we've got a long time holding these two buttons, so bear with me. Okay, we're out in the box. I could see some air bubbles here and here. Let's just carry on till we get rid of those. I think we might be just about there. Okay, so there is also like a picture of a dripping pump there as well. So I've just been pressing that. You still have to keep hold of it. But I think we're about there anyway. So I think now I just press the power button and hold it. Ooh. Ooh. Well, nothing seems to be happening so far. Oh, now I've got a picture of the pump. That's gone. Oh, and now I've got a red triangle and I can smell diesel. Error 6. Uh-oh. Let's go and work out what's going on. Okay, I haven't actually done anything to it. I've just tried it again. This is where we're up to. It's got a picture of the pump, the fan and everything, and I believe E6 is something to do with the fan, according to the book. And that's what we got, an E6 error message. But it's still going. Just blowing slightly cold air. Turn it up to 4. 5. Turn it up to 5 and see what happens. It seems to be taking. Oh no, it's got off again. E6. So it looks like I've got to take the unit to bits and check the fan connections. Lovely. Okay, so I've just took this housing off, took that off where the fan was. And so far it's still going. I've fixed my unit to the wall there. Still blowing cold through there, but faster than it was before. Hopefully something's going to kick in a minute. Well, let's leave that. Uh-oh, now we've got error 8. Error E8. Okay, let me just check that up. I think we've fixed it. What I've done was swap the batteries. That's still cold, but it hasn't. But it's never done that before. Oh, hope the neighbours are still asleep. Come on. Oh yeah, that's getting warm. Come on. Oh my giddy old. Feel like I'm on stage in a rock band or something. Oh my god, look, it's all coming in. Shut the door. Ooh. Oh dear. It's Johnny's rock concert. Oh yes, that's getting warm. Come on. These will go back outside. Don't get out. That's clearing now. I think it's clearing now. Anyway, let's leave it on for a few minutes and then come back to it. Thank God it's hard to work. Okay, so that's been going for about 10 minutes now. Doesn't feel scalding hot. Oh, it does. It does if you put your hand up there, it's unbearable. But I've got to cut that off, and you do get a T-piece. I'll probably put that on up and down like that, so it's blowing heat down there and blowing heat up here. I don't know. We'll see how we go. But it's a bit hard to judge at the moment because it is absolutely sweltering in here. Because of something else we won't mention, £55 from eBay. Was a lot of faffing about, but it was in the end it was down to my mistake with the battery. Battery was too low. So leave it with me for a few days and I'll let you know how we're getting on. Okay then, so it's been a couple of weeks. It might just seem a couple of seconds to you, but I've been working in the shed for 2 weeks. Diesel heater is working perfect, nicely warm in the shed up. I've got it on number 3. I did put it on number 6 when I started it up. Diesel seems to be lasting pretty well. Everything seems to be all nice and safe in there. I can finally put the lid down and screw it back up. So there you go, I bought the cheapest diesel heater I could find on the internet. £55.99, free postage. Am I happy with it? Well, yeah, so far I'm happy with it. It was a bit of a faff putting it all together. You can get the portable ones that are all in one cabinet, and all you have to do is connect the wires, fill it with diesel and start them up. They are just over £100, and this one was £55, so I'm happy to do a bit of faffing about, say 50 quid. So there you go, £55 diesel heater from a well-known site, which I'm not going to say the name. I'm nice and warm. So we haven't got the po-po knocking on the door saying give me £1,000 because you're burning wood illegally and sending smoke up into the aeroplanes and polluting all the passengers on board. So anyway, this diesel heater is a thumbs up for me. I know it's only been 2 weeks, but hopefully it's going to last until the spring, which is not very far away. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one, which will probably be something to do with this. Ta-da!
I'll see you in another life, brother.